Well, this is it. This is my baby. It's a 1915 Model T taxi.
Older than you, Grandpa? Oh, a little bit, not much.
These were cool. These were the first animated storytelling toys.
First up, a guy walks into the shop with his pride and joy, a 1915 Ford Model T taxi. He's clearly attached, but says, "It's just a car," which is exactly what someone about to cry says. The old man jokes it's older than him, barely. And Corey's not sure if it's a classic or a Frankenstein restoration.
Martini's extra dirty.
I'm Rick Harrison, and this is my pawn shop. I work here with my old man. Everything in here has a story.
As they pop the hood, the customer reveals it's been restored with a modern engine, street legal, reliable, and still looks original. Basically, a Model T with Wi-Fi. Corey calls in his car expert Danny because no one in the shop knows if it's worth 10K or 100K. And let's be real, Chumlee probably thought it was a golf cart.
I came down to the pawn shop today to sell my 1915 Ford Model T taxi, and I've been working on the restoration for about 4 years.
Meanwhile, Rick and his buddy Sean drive out to Utah to check out what might be the holy grail of antique guns, an 1863 Sharps Carbine and a rumored Colt 1883 Gatling gun. Rick's geeking out like a kid on Christmas morning. If it's real, this is beyond rare, he says.
Get Andy down here and see what we can do.
They're not sure about the value of the vehicle. I'm not sure about the value of the vehicle, so I'm kind of interested to find out what he has to say.
The seller shows them the Sharps Carbine first, used in the Civil War and pivotal during Gettysburg. Rick breaks down how it worked like a 19th century assault rifle. Rapid fire, easy loading, and deadly accuracy. This was the gun of choice, he says.
You got a lot of cool guns here.
Rick, check it out. Can we have a look at the Sharps?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's the 1863 Sharp Carbine. The Union Army wanted to equip all of their troops with them that they could.
Once they were proficient.
Then comes the big moment. The seller casually says, "Yeah, we got a Gatling gun too. Want to see it?" Rick nearly has a heart attack. They walk to the back and boom, there it is, a Colt 1883 Gatling gun, complete with original carriage. It's mint, it's massive, it's magnificent.
You would have a piece of paper that had gunpowder in it, push it in there. This would cut the back of the paper off. You'd slide up another primer, which was like a cap that's...
Back at the shop, an older lady brings in a Charlie Weaver bartender toy from the 1950s. The old man lights up like it's Christmas Eve. "Let's do a shot," he jokes. She turns it on, and the little guy mixes a drink, sips it, turns red, and smoke literally comes out of his ears. Peak vintage weirdness.
It's kind of over here in the other end of the store.
Absolutely.
Whoa. Oh, that's amazing.
She asks for $300, but the old man counters at $75 faster than you can say lowball. After some good-natured haggling, they land at $90, and she's thrilled. "You can stay and play with it," he says, grinning. The old man, always sentimental after the sale.
He will take a sip, his face will turn red, he'll pucker, he'll go and smoke come out of his ears.
This toy's neat and still works.
Back in Utah, it's Gatling gun time. This beast holds 105 rounds and cranks out 750 rounds per minute. The seller explains Custer refused to take these to Little Bighorn because they'd slow him down. Rick, yeah, and we saw how that worked out. Brutal.
But I like to play with these things. Now I like to count money. As soon as I sell this thing, I'll play with my cash.
Earlier, Sean and I drove all the way out to Utah and checked out some...
Rick's mind is blown. Every part of the gun is original, down to the Hartford factory stamps. The seller wants $335,000, and Rick doesn't even flinch. But first, they get to shoot it. Yes, fire the actual Gatling gun. Rick looks like a kid who just found out recess got extended.
during the war, and they were very expensive. This was at the pinnacle of the Industrial Revolution. That's when we got to a point where they could make precise machining.
But before that, Rick takes the Sharps Carbine to the range first. The target, a powder keg-shaped exploding binary target at 100 yards. This is like Civil War Call of Duty, Rick jokes. One shot, boom, it detonates. Smoke, sparks, and high fives everywhere.
It's the original carriage.
Oh my God, this
and
just
it's
gets
in
better and
perfect
better.
condition as well.
Here is the real deal. I've always wanted to get up.
Now it's Gatling time. They line up some water jugs, crank the beast, and let it rip. The sound is deafening, water explodes, and Rick's firing off 50 rounds in 3 seconds flat. "I'm shaking," he says afterward, grinning like a madman. Who wouldn't be?
Okay.
I can't believe this guy's actually going to let us fire his Gatling gun. I mean, how many people alive today have actually shot one of these things? This is so cool.
After the high fades, it's time to talk money. Rick offers $200,000. The seller stands firm at $335,000. Rick bumps it to $220K, arguing auction fees would eat into profits. The seller politely declines. says. It's history, he says. I gotta hold tight. And just like that, deal's off.
This top. Well, I put a lot more than what I'm asking into it.
What do you ask for?
I'm at $29,900.
You know, $29,900.
Rick pivots to the Sharps Carbine instead. The seller wants $2,500, Rick counters at $2,500, and after a classic back and forth, they settle at $1,900. At least I'm not leaving empty-handed, Rick says. Honestly, the man drove 300 miles and got to shoot 2 Civil War weapons. Pretty solid field trip.
This is my Sharp carbine, originally used during the Civil War, and now it shoots 50-70 cartridges.
The Civil War Sharps Carbine, we're able to rapid.
Back at the shop, Danny test drives the Model T and loves it. It's a Resto mod, but it drives great, he says. The seller wants $29,900, and Corey opens with a savage $20K offer. Oof. The guy asks for $25K, but Corey only budges to $21K. After one last beat of hesitation, the seller takes it.
Fire in a hole. Yeah!
A guy walks in holding Hitler joke matches. Yep, actual WWI's novelty matches mocking Hitler's face. Rick's reaction? You strike it on Hitler's ass. I couldn't make this up if I tried. The guy wants $100, but Rick, chuckling the whole time, offers $60. Seller pushes back like a champ and lands $75, all for making Hitler the butt of the joke. Literally.
Hey, how can I help you?
I came across these little Hitler matches. My stepdad actually had them in his garage.
I usually don't take Hitler stuff, but...
They're just mocking Hitler on the matches, that's all.
Next up, a Civil War jacket gets dropped on the counter like it's just another piece of laundry. Rick is instantly suspicious. It's in too good of shape. Not a moth hole in sight? Not even a sweat stain? Come on. Rick smells reenactment replica. But if it's legit, could be big bucks.
Hey, what can I help you with?
Well, got this uniform jacket in with some costumes. We do some high school productions.
Rick brings in his Civil War history expert, Mark, and that's when it gets real. Mark examines the stitching like he's conducting an autopsy. No shoulder board marks, no loops, and yet it's real. A legit 1854 Civil War cavalry jacket. You could see Rick's poker face crack for a split second. Drama overload.
Even for the fact it doesn't have the loops, doesn't appear to have ever had shoulder boards, I think it's real.
Now it's time to negotiate. The seller wants $1,500, $2,000 dreaming auction dreams. Rick hits him with $750 like a cold glass of reality. Tension rises until they settle on $850. That's a win for the school, the shop, and for every Civil War buff watching. Talk about a twist.
Okay, so what are you looking to get out of it?
We talking $1,000 or?
I really believe in an auction I can get $1,500, $2,000 out of this thing.
Wow.
The old man rolls in like a grumpy cowboy and gets hit with a Texaco sign from the 1940s. Back then, $1 filled the tank, he says, mid-roast of lowriders. This dude is relentless. Seller wants $1,000, but old man lowballs him down to $400 faster than you can say gas price hike.
What you got here, son?
Oh, I brought in my old porcelain Texaco sign from the 1940s.
Gas was cheap back then. You could take...
The seller fights back, asking for $700. You could feel the standoff brewing. Old man stands firm at $500. Take it or carry it out. That's old school wheeling and dealing. Seller caves. Boom. Deal done. I did not see that coming.
If you want a guy, you got about $400. That's all I...
Yeah, that's not gonna do it for me.
Meanwhile, Chumlee's dodging night shift like it's the plague. Rick throws the schedule at him, old man drops the hammer, and Chum just wants to sleep. You sleep during day shift anyway, Rick snaps. Office tension? You could cut it with a rusty bayonet.
Gold Silver Pawn Shop? Really? All right. No. If you're that sick, just stay home. Just stay home. I'll find someone to work. Call me tomorrow. All right, guys. I need someone to work graveyard tonight.
And now, Will Rogers walks into the building. Well, sort of. A seller brings in a signed Will Rogers book, hoping to flip it for $500. Rick's into it, it's signed, rare, and Rogers is vintage funny. But Corey? Corey's like, old stuff ain't funny, bro.
Hey, what can I help you with?
Actually here to sell my Will Rogers book.
Isn't that the guy with the museum when we would drive to California? You'd always threaten to take me there or something?
No, that's Roy Rogers.
Oh, okay.
Negotiation time. Rick opens at $100. Seller's face drops. Corey goes to $250, but the guy wants $500. The banter flies faster than a 1920s vaudeville skit. Eventually, they settle at $200, but the seller looks like he just got ghosted by Mark Twain himself. Seriously, look at that reaction.
Corey is convinced that anyone born before 1980 possibly be funny. But I know enough about this book, no, I can sell it. It's a limited edition book.
Cue the return of the Civil War jacket with Mark dropping that beautiful verdict. It's 100% real. You'd think someone just unearthed unearthed buried treasure. Mark geeks out, Rick lights up, it's TV gold. That jacket probably saw more dust in this shop than it ever did in battle.
Earlier, a guy brought in what appears to be a genuine cavalry uniform from the Civil War. It looks too good to be true, so I invited my buddy Mark down to see what he could tell me about it.
Just when you think the night's drama is done, a woman walks in clutching childhood dreams. Teddy Ruxpin and Grubby. Corey's eyes light up like it's 1985, but nostalgia has a price, and it's lower than she hoped. Corey offers $150. She wants $500. Uh-oh.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
That's Teddy Ruxpin and Grubby.
Mm-hmm.
You bought those for me when I was a kid.
Oh, I did?
This negotiation gets icy real fast. The seller tries to tug heartstrings. They were my childhood friends. Corey nods, but doesn't budge. In the end, she walks. No deal, just pure disappointment and a trip back to memory lane, empty-handed. You could hear the heartbreak in her footsteps.
Could you do 4?
I'll go up to 1. That's gonna be the best I do.
Well, I mean, I gotta hold on to him.
So what do you get when you mix Civil War history, Hitler matches, cowboy memorabilia, and robotic teddy bears? One of the most chaotic, hilarious, and unexpectedly heartwarming nights ever at Gold and Silver. And no lie, Chumlee somehow survived the night shift without collapsing. Barely.
They were, so I'm gonna hold on to him and maybe pass him on to my kids.
A guy casually strolls in with a Confederate belt buckle, with a bullet lodged in it. Rick's jaw basically hits the counter. If it's legit, we're talking 4 figures, easy. But Rick's inner skeptic kicks in. Why does this thing look like it hasn't seen a single war-torn day? The drama is brewing.
What do we have here?
I have a Civil War belt buckle from the Confederate States, a bullet lodged in it.
This belt buckle could have saved the guy's life. Still.
Before Rick lays down any cash, he brings in the heavy artillery, a history expert, and bam, Heartbreak City. The expert takes one look and calls it completely fake. Turns out, the South never even used that buckle design. The seller's face drops harder than a cannonball. Ouch.
Earlier, a guy brought in a Confederate Army belt buckle with a bullet in it. If it's real, it's incredible. So I invited my buddy Mark down to take a look at it.
Rick, good to see you.
Meanwhile, an earnest Hemingway superfan brings in a framed autograph and a first edition of For Whom the Bell Tolls. Sounds impressive, right? Rick's all in, until he sees the sketchy authentication paperwork. I've never heard of this guy, and that scares the hell out of me, he says. You know it's bad when Rick's spooked.
What do we have here?
It's a first edition of For Whom the Bell Tolls by Ernest Hemingway and a framed autograph of Ernest Hemingway. I think he was a great author.
A lot of other people.
Rick calls in his autograph expert, and it's another crushing blow. This Hemingway signature is a straight-up forgery. The guy had paid $2,400 for it years ago. Just brutal. But Rick still wants the book and offers $500. To his credit, the guy accepts it with a smile. Kind of.
Earlier, a guy brought in a first edition Ernest Hemingway novel and signature. The book is definitely valued, but I need to get the signature checked out, so I called in my buddy Drew. Hey Drew, how's it going?
Good to see you. I'm a forensic document examiner.
Then things shift gears, literally, as a man named Uncle Phil pulls up with a jaw-dropping 1932 Lincoln Roadster. And not just any car, this beauty's got a V12 engine and vintage swagger. The man wants a cool $100K. Rick counters at $85K, then $90K, then $95K. And Uncle Phil says, nah.
Morning.
Morning.
My name's Uncle Phil.
Okay, Uncle Phil.
I have a 1932 Lincoln convertible V12.
Yeah, that's a cool car.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Just when you think the deal's dead, Uncle Phil drops a curveball. He'll trade the car for gold. Rick's eyes light up like a prospector in 1849. They seal it at $95K in gold bars, right on the spot. Watching gold literally buy a car, peak pawnshop flex.
Earlier, a guy came in with a 32 Lincoln Roadster. It's an amazing car, and I'm dying to seal this deal. I offered 95 grand, but he's sticking at 100,000.
Next up, an older gentleman walks in with a bamboo fishing rod that's supposedly 120 years old. This thing looks like it was built for Poseidon himself. Corey geeks out over the craftsmanship. Calcutta bamboo, pewter details, split wood. It's basically the samurai sword of fishing poles.
Got an old fishing pole. Old fishing pole, okay.
Hell yeah. Think we could catch some carp down at Lake Mead with this thing?
I think you can catch carp with a shoelace, dude.
The seller wants $1,000, but Corey hits him with market reality. You missed the window, man. After some serious haggling, they settle at $850. Seller's happy. Corey's happy, and the rod avoids another decade of attic dust. Win-win.
These Alliston up here, it's the technique where they actually have split the bamboo and then stuck other wedges of wood in there, and it kind of gave that shock effect that you need now.
Then comes the surprise celeb moment. George Stephanopoulos walks in casually, eyeing a first edition of For Whom the Bell Tolls. Corey freezes like he's just seen Bigfoot. George wants the book. Rick jumps in, quotes him $1,000. George scoffs, "Come on, man."
Anything I can help you with?
Yeah, can I see that book, please?
Absolutely. For Whom the Bell Tolls, first edition.
First edition?
Yep.
Isn't that a song?
Yeah, it's a Metallica song, too.
I decided to come down to the...
Rick and George banter back and forth like poker pros. Rick won't dip below $700. George offers $625, and they awkwardly settle at $675. George walks off, visibly unsure if he just got hustled. But hey, now he's got Hemingway for his bookshelf.
$1,000, come on.
Go to a fancy store in New York. It'll be a lot more.
Yeah, they would probably...
Back to Hemingway fan number 1. He takes the news like a champ. Even though the expert says it's fake, I got $500 for the book and that's fine by me. Props to him for not flipping the table.
All right, let's go do some paperwork.
Even though the expert thinks the autograph fake, I was still able to sell my book for $500. I'm very happy about that.
And finally, Rick flexes hard to the old man. "Hey Pops, I just sold a book to George Stephanopoulos." The old man shrugs like, "Took you long enough." Classic burn to close out a wild episode.
Hey Pops, I just sold a book to George Stephanopoulos.
About time you sold something.
A guy walks in holding a holster from Gunsmoke and claims it's cursed. Every actor who wore it on the show got killed in the script. Corey immediately starts sweating, while Rick geeks out over old school westerns. But once they realize the gun's real with a firing pin, you could cut the tension with a spur.
Hey, what can I help you with?
I have a holster here that I think you guys might be interested in. This was used in Gunsmoke in 1957 and 1958.
Gunsmoke, the TV show?
Yes, sir.
Turns out the gun's legal to sell because it can't actually fire bullets, just blanks. Still, the deal doesn't go smooth. The seller wants $200, Rick offers $500. Cue the stare down. They haggle like cowboys in a saloon brawl until finally, $700 seals it. Yeehaw!
These holes right here are a lot smaller than the holes in the back.
I gotcha.
This gun won't fire at all. Legally, we can't buy any gun made after 1898, so Corey was just being careful. But this is a prop gun. Doesn't...
Next up, a guy wheels in a vintage 1930s Zeppelin pull toy, and trust me, it's cooler than it sounds. He got it at a garage sale for $10 and now wants $400 to fund his gold tooth. Rick schools us on Zeppelin history, even dropping the Empire State Building's blimp parking factoid. Wild.
What do we got here?
Well, it looks like a Zeppelin to me. Pretty old, I think.
Yeah, well, this is before my time, and I know what you're thinking, Ricky, so shut up.
But then Rick hits him with reality. $125. Ouch. They finally land at $175, and the guy walks out happy to be halfway to dental glory. Honestly, that toy might have just saved his smile.
So much cooler. Definitely a sign of the times. So what were you looking to do with this?
Well, I looked around the internet and I saw some similar.
Then things get heavy. A man brings in a World War I Marine helmet passed down from his grandfather. It looks legit, but Rick's not taking any chances. The guy wants $500, hoping to treat his wife to a second honeymoon. Let's just say the emotional stakes are higher than ever.
What can I help you with?
Oh, how are you?
I'm doing great.
I have an old helmet from around World War I-ish.
It's pretty neat. Not the most protective thing in the world.
Rick calls in military expert Paul, who inspects every detail like a forensic CSI agent. Good news, it's real and worth up to $2,500. You could practically hear the seller's heart leap into the stratosphere. This is my payday, he says, and he's not wrong.
Earlier, a guy brought in a helmet from World War I. I'm no expert in stuff like this, so I invited my buddy Paul to come take a look. So this is what I called you about.
Yeah, it looks like a U.S. Marine Corps helmet.
Time to talk numbers. Seller wants $300. Rick hits him with a harsh $500. Tension flares. They work up to $750 and boom, it's a deal. Seller's thrilled, Rick's relieved, and the helmet avoids gathering dust in another attic. That's a history win.
Well, 13.
No, that's not going to happen. If you put this on the internet, it's going to buy it off you because they're not going to know if it's a fake or not.
Suddenly, this episode takes a sharp left into tragic territory. A woman shows up with a bizarre clock stuffed with $6 silver, and she thinks she's sitting on a fortune. Rick takes one look and mutters, "Probably one of the ugliest tanks I've ever seen." Harsh but fair.
What do we have here?
We have an old clock here. I was over at a friend's house and saw it in their closet. My friend ended up just...
Rick inspects the coins. They're real, but they've been polished to death, which completely tanks their collectible value. Like, lower than melted scrap. The woman's face crumbles as he offers $125. She's stunned. Heartbreak alert.
Big rivers the United States ever had. He designed these right here, and the other two are peace dollars. And they came out right after World War I.
She walks, disappointed but still defending the clock's beauty. Rick and the old man both agree. If that thing sat on their mantle, it'd mysteriously fall off within hours. Can you blame them?
Mantle.
You didn't really have on a mantle in your house, did you?
Yes, I did.
Better you than me.
All right, have a nice day. Sorry we couldn't do anything.
Thank you very much.
Sir.
Then we shift to a different kind of drama. Rick forces the crew to work out. Corey protests, Chumlee pretends to faint, and the old man threatens to file a union grievance. But Rick bribes them with breakfast. Smart move.
Every day I come in here and these guys look like they're getting less and less help. You guys got to get in shape.
Oh, and you're the picture of health.
Well, that's why I'm having it.
Surprise! Their personal trainer is a jacked ex-pro football player. Chumlee nearly collapses on the treadmill while the old man complains about 12-ounce curls. It's like watching The Walking Dead, Fitness Edition.
The only way I could get these guys to work out with a trainer is tell them I had a senior citizen trainer for them.
Oh, hell no.
But I didn't tell them he used to be a professional football player.
Finally, Rick rewards them with custom breakfasts, egg whites for the boys, steak and cheese for himself. Because of course, the guy who barely broke a sweat eats like a king. Classic.
Hey, chum, that's more exercise than I ever seen you do.
Need a break. Focus, flex that chest up. There you go, it's working now. 4.
A guy walks in holding what might be the holy grail of autographs, a document signed by John Hancock himself. Rick practically salivates. That was treason back then. It was punishable by death. Already, the stakes are Revolutionary War level high.
This is my pawn shop. I work here with my old man, my son, Big Hoss. Everything in here has a story and a price. One thing I've learned after 21 years.
The doc's got a wax seal, mentions a Captain Abel Boynton, and Rick is itching to throw money at it, but not before calling in an expert. Smart move, because even he's haunted by a past failed Hancock deal. Rick is not letting history repeat itself.
It was treason. It was punishable by death. They basically signed their own death warrant. The amazing thing was, he just didn't sign it, he emblazoned it across the Declaration of Independence. So,
Meanwhile, Corey spots a framed photo of Jimi Hendrix shot by Jared Menowitz, one of rock's rarest photogs. Corey's so into it, he straight up says, "I haven't got my dad anything for Father's Day. This'll do." Dude really just picked Rick's gift off the sales floor. Savage.
document to come in was later in his life, and the signature was shaky. This is the big one everyone knows. I'm just crossing my fingers that it checks out, dying to make an offer.
Corey tries to keep a poker face, but the seller's not dumb. He pushes hard, starts at $3,500. Corey offers $1,500. They dance up to $2,000 and seal the deal. Just like that, Hendrix is headed home for Father's Day, or so Corey thinks.
I know I like, because now he's gonna try to squeeze more out of me. Give me an idea of what you want for it.
35. 35 bucks ain't too bad.
A customer then drops jaws with a rare 1934 Rickenbacker lap steel guitar, dubbed the Frying Pan. Chumlee. Looks like you could cook an egg on it. Honestly, he's not wrong. The thing's legit ancient.
Shit, my man. Thank you. I settled on my $2,000. I think that's a great deal. Rock and roll.
What do we got here?
I have a 1934 steel guitar made by Rickenbacker.
Rick smells money. This model helped birth the electric guitar movement. The guy wants $2,500. Rick, intrigued but skeptical, calls in his guitar buddy Jesse to inspect it. Time for a deep dive.
Okay, that's a lot of money for a lap steel.
Yeah.
But this one is making me think weird things. This thing could be worth some money. Let me give my buddy a call to take a look at this thing. Let's have him check it out and see what he has to say.
Great,
okay?
Sounds good.
Jesse confirms it's a rare gem, the OG solid body electric guitar. With some replaced parts and worn chrome, it's still worth $2,500. Rick's gears start turning like a vintage amp.
That's a pretty old Rickenbacker.
I work at Cowtown Guitars here in Las Vegas. We appraise vintage guitars, buy vintage guitars, and just kind of eat, drink, and sleep guitars.
Cue negotiation. Seller wants $2,500. Rick offers $1,200. After a tense back and forth, they land on $1,500. The guy's thrilled, Rick's hyped, and Chum gets strict orders not to break it. Fair.
A very distinct sound and real big part of music history.
Now enters the Schwinn Stingray with a motor. It's part bicycle, part mini motorbike, and all kinds of confusing. Corey breaks it down. Collectors want bikes, not bikes Frankenstein with lawnmowers.
I'm out.
I would like to do a wheelie on this.
I came down today to see a motorized Schwinn bike from the 1960s. I've had it sitting around collecting dust.
The seller thinks it's worth $1,000. Corey offers $200. Tensions rising like revs on that tiny engine. They land at $250, but the guy bails saying, I think I'll wait for the market to pick up. Man's holding out like he's got the Bitcoin of bikes.
I'd have to remove the motor because collectors want everything original. So what do you want to do with it?
I'd like to sell it.
Any idea what you're looking to get out of it, or?
For the bike and the motor, I was hoping for $1,000.
Back to the Hancock document. Rick brings in Dana, a historic Doc Pro. Turns out, the recipient, Abel Boynton, fought at Lexington and conquered. This ain't just a document, it's revolutionary royalty.
Earlier, a woman brought in a document signed by John Hancock. This is possibly the greatest signature in American history, and I've been wanting one for a long time.
Dana confirms the signature's real. The paper? Period correct. Value? Up to $15,000. The seller looks like he's about to faint with joy. Rick throws out $4,000. Seller laughs. They haggle up to $5,000. Deal locked. Boom!
Avery as secretary, John Hancock authenticating it, made out to Abel Boynton. I think it's worth easily $10,000 to $15,000.
Then the awkwardness hits hard. Corey gifts Rick the Hendrix photo for Father's Day, and Rick loves it. But the old man? He's salty. You gave me greasy chicken wings and gave him a gallery photo? Family tension. Incoming.
I got just a spot for this. Rick thinks he can get away with giving me greasy chicken wings for Father's Day.
Rick tries to make it right, but then, plot twist, his new Hendrix photo vanishes. He's running around the shop yelling, "Where the hell is it?" Finally, the old man smugly replies, "I hung it in your other office." Cue evil grandpa grin. Cold.
Pops, see my Jimi Hendrix picture?
I hung it in your office.
I checked my office, it's not in there.
I put it in your other office.